Welcome to the number one news source for all that nerd-ish. Hey, I've had 2 days off, Travis. The Creatia Conversation, the number one source on Pornhub for all that nerd-ish. This is what happens when I don't do it every day. See what happens? I fuck it all up.
You'll get used to it. I mean, just
Great start to the show.
Repetition, man. Repetition.
I'm also tired. For whatever reason, I could not sleep last night. Like, I got home from work and I came downstairs, and then I don't know if you guys have been watching, but if you remember, when I moved my camera behind me, there was just like walls full of pop toys. Yeah, they're all gone now. It took me till 1 a.m. to get them all boxed up, all the shit off the walls, packed and moved and settled. And I got home at 11. So it took me 2 hours to do all that shit. I was watching the 2019 Women's Rumble while I was doing it. Also did some stuff on the other side of the wall, packed some shit up, and just organized the basement because I will not be here from February 6th through February 10th for the Creatia Conversation because I'll be moving into my new house. And if you're lucky, maybe I'll be all settled. We'll have internet and everything set up on that Friday in time for me to, maybe come on and do it on the 10th if Travis doesn't have someone else booked. Or I can just, pop in and say hi and then leave so you guys can see the setup. But the first full week of February, you guys probably will not see me until Smacking a Raw Friday night. And maybe not even then, depending on how everything goes. Maybe I'll just have, no, I think Vince is off, so I'm going to have to make that work. I'll figure it out.
Vince is off then too?
Vince is working overnight 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for the next 3 weeks.
That's gross.
Starting next week. No, this is not the new house, Bakley. This is still the old house. I just took everything down. So
that just 6 to 6. That don't sound fun at all.
Yeah, so he's got 3 weeks of that. So I won't have him for 3 weeks, but it'll be me and Katie, and I've got a couple guests in mind. So
okay. Well, damn, Vince. Good luck with that.
Yep.
How
are you, Travis?
Well, before I get it, I was like, I had to work overnight for a while when I was working at the hotel when we lost our overnight person. So they rotated all of us to doing one overnight shift per week or something like that. It was fucking awful, and I hated it. And they tried to do it again like a year and a half later. I'm like, no, I'm just not doing it. And
yeah,
it was a fight. I won, but it was a fight.
It happens.
But anyway, how am I? I mean, I'm good. Just maintaining, getting this moving thing together. As you are, but we're still unpacking everything really, and discovering still that there are things possibly missing, and we're not sure where they are. And yeah, it's awesome.
Which is why I'm moving everything by hand myself.
Yeah, well, we were moving across the country, so
yeah, Texas to fucking Atlanta is a little different than 35 minutes from where I'm at now.
Yeah,
just a little
bit.
So also, you're in a new time zone now, aren't you?
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that because when you were in Tallahassee, you were still Central, and then you moved to Texas.
Tallahassee I was on Eastern, but
were you?
When I was in Pensacola, I was on Central.
That's what it was. When you were in Pensacola, you were on Central, and then you moved to Texas, and you were still somehow on Central. And it's like, this is nice. Like, even though Travis is moving around the country, we still share the same time zone. And now you're back on Eastern, and it's all fucked up because you're like, I need to be off at 11, and I didn't realize 11 was 10 my time. Which is why you wanted to go early on Saturday. I was like, well, we could go at 9 if you got to be off at 11. And then I saw that you put in the time and you put Central. I'm like, oh shit, he's on a different time zone.
Yeah. It's from, I want to say, from December of 2013 until December of 2022, I was on Central Time.
Speaking of which, we will be talking return to wrestling. It will be done for the Patreon this Saturday morning. So whenever Travis gets it up after that, but it for those of you waiting for it, and we apologize, we missed a month, almost 2. It will be up. So
yeah, it should be up Sunday. We record Saturday. I'll have it up by Sunday.
So we'll have it for January. We missed December, but Christmas. So
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of wrestling, Travis, AEW video game.
Yes. So supposed to have a release date, and now it no longer has a release date. So AEW Fight Forever. This article comes from the Video Games Chronicle. Jordan Midler. Check out the article. Please read it. But here we go. It's claimed that the upcoming All Elite Wrestling game no longer has a firm release date due to the game failing to acquire the ESRB rating that AEW and publisher THQ Nordic had hoped for. According to WrestleZone, citing sources close to the situation, it said the amount of blood and gore in the game prevented it from achieving a teen rating on multiple attempts. While it's unclear which issues the ESRB has issues with, it should be noted that AEW often presents wrestling matches featuring significantly more blood and heightened violence than its rival WWE. So they're having trouble with the ESRB right now because of the amount of blood in the game, is what's being said. So we'll see what's going on with that. I was actually looking forward to this because of the style of the game and everything was reminding me a lot more of the old days of, No Mercy and WCW Revenge and all those games that I loved so much. So I was looking forward to, have another game like that. I'm like, this might make me give a shit about AEW,
I was going to ask if you saw the gameplay trailer because I actually pulled it up just in case you hadn't.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so
yeah, we can pull it up anyway. But
yeah, I can share it real quick.
Yeah, why not? Because it was, it reminds me of No Mercy, and it's still to this day my favorite wrestling game ever.
Because AEW does have a tendency of being a dick about shit, but
AEW Fight Forever was revealed to the world.
I can't believe what I just saw!
And the reaction was nothing short of spectacular.
Bring it! Let's see it!
I'm better than you!
Oh my God! Incredible!
Do you remember the feeling when you could just pick up and play a video game?
I remember those days.
Are you ready to reignite the magic?
AEW Fight Forever.
That's deep career modes. You can create your own wrestler, like me.
And use all of my signature moves.
Battle it out.
So they have
matches. Like
both of Jericho's
Walls
of Jericho or Lion Tamer styles in there. They have
his new move, which is that back elbow.
Now, it's time for you to create your unforgettable moments.
But they have doing that sitting crab, the other one would put his knee
soon.
in your back, which is still the one I like. But. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was, like I said, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping they get it together so they can put this game on out. Like, yes, the Judas effect. That's the game. That's the move. Yeah, so I'm wanting to play this because, like I said, it's a wrestling game that reminds me of how wrestling games were, but I enjoyed them most. We'll see.
I understand the idea of like wanting to get a teen rating because of sales and shit, but also like
that's not AEW.
Just take the mature rating and let us have our blood. Like that would honestly, I told you, I do not plan on buying 2K23 because I don't enjoy wrestling games. But if I had a bloody, violent wrestling game like this, I might pick that up just to see.
Yeah. I plan on getting it. So if I get it and you don't, I'll tell you how it is. But that's one that I want to play.
Is there any way for like, because I know with the Xbox, let's see. Somebody apparently said if you make the blood gray, then they could get around it. Is that true?
That's one of those things they do on television. When it gets bloody, they switch to black and white because apparently black and white blood is not as bad as red blood. So
go fucking figure.
I don't know. But you notice that too on when they do recaps of pay-per-views and stuff like that, when it got really bloody, they show it in black and white.
Yeah, they show that Austin picture in black and white all the time from WrestleMania 13 and shit like that. The Becky Lynch busted face picture. And so what you're saying is all they have to do in the video game is anytime blood shows up, just turn the match to black and white.
Turn black and white, and they'd probably get away with it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's even really a thing. I just know that's what they always do.
I know. I'm just saying, I don't know if I'm playing the game and it's in like full color and all of a sudden it goes black and white, if I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
My thing is just,
Or why don't you like make a filter where you can either WWE has where you can have blood on or blood off, or you know you can set it to where it like goes black and white for the blood, or like a parental setting or something. Put something in there. I don't know.
yeah,
But
you can add parental controls. I'm sure.
is there a way on the PlayStation 5, out of curiosity? Because I know at least with I think it was the Xbox One or the Xbox 360, like if a friend of yours logged into their profile on your Xbox, you were able to play the games that they had saved, even if you didn't own them?
No, there used to be a thing on the PS3 you could do that, but when the PS4 came out, they put a stop to that shit because it was like everybody just sharing games all over the place. Because I was doing that, especially with Kobe. Like I'd buy stuff for him to play all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd say it's better than Here Comes the Pain graphics, but I get what you're getting at. It's the graphics are less than 2K23, but they're not terrible, and the bodies do look a lot bigger and bulkier, like we saw in the No Mercy games.
Right.
Well, the reason I was asking is because apparently Netflix is going the same route of PlayStation.
Yeah. So
You used to be able to share shit, even though they didn't like it, and now they've decided we can't.
Well, actually, at one point, Netflix did put out this tweet, and it's been screenshot, so we know, and they can't lie and say they didn't. This is a tweet from a few years back from the Netflix Twitter account. Just saying, they were cool with it before. They didn't give a damn. Like,
well, that's because back in 2017, they were pretty much, it was like WWE at that point in time. They were really the monopoly. Like there were other streaming services, but they weren't as big. Now Disney Plus hit and HBO Max hit, and everyone's got their own streaming service. It was like Netflix and the network back in 2017, and that was it, really.
Yeah, back then it was Netflix and Hulu. And the thing is, for Hulu didn't really have the originals like that. Hulu was just for you to watch shit that came on the night before, And I believe by that time they had actually lost CW, so they weren't showing CW stuff anymore. And I was annoyed by that because I now had to watch CW stuff with commercials, and I was not liking it. Also Cody Rhodes Village. Yeah, I did see that footage. So I don't know if he'll be in AEW Fight Forever or not.
Bigley said Netflix also has Netflix on us with T-Mobile, and it's not free, so they can go shove it.
Yeah. But yeah, so what they're saying is, so Netflix is, there've been rumors going all the time about Netflix putting a stop to password sharing and all that. None of them really panned out, but it seemed like this is actually going to happen. So according to the New York Post, Netflix would put a stop to password sharing by the end of March. So article, like I said, it's on the New York Post. Philip Nieto wrote this article. Check it out. Please read it. Give these, folks your clicks and your views who are writing this stuff, because it's kind of part of their livelihood. We've been hearing a whole lot about people in this industry, especially journalism in the tech industry and all that kind of stuff, losing their jobs and shit because it's not panning out for these bigger companies. So read his article. He wrote it, put his time in. Please do. So Netflix plans to bar users from sharing passwords for free by the end of March of this year, according to a recent company announcement in a letter to shareholders. Back in October, the streaming giant said it would begin charging customers who share their accounts, but did not give a specific date or information for when the new policy would be enacted. In the quarter four earnings report, release date, blah, 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 revealed it would implement a paid sharing system across the platform in the latter portion of quarter one. So here's a quote for them, though. They said, today's widespread account sharing undermines our long-term ability to invest in and improve Netflix, as well as build our business. While our terms of use limit use of Netflix to a household, we recognize that this is a change for members who share their account more broadly. So we've worked out hard to build additional So we've worked hard to build additional new features that improve the Netflix experience, including the ability for members to review which devices are using their account and to transfer a profile to a new account. So we put all these new features in. That's really just still about us stopping you from sharing your password.
Right, because like you got to think. I've got Netflix on my phone. I've got Netflix on the Xbox One upstairs. I've got Netflix on the PS4. I'm pretty sure Kate's got Netflix on a Roku. So are they just gonna like check to see that it's all under the same IP address and then it's cool?
I don't know. I was reading something about doing like a verification thing if you're using it a different IP address. Because what if I'm traveling?
Yeah.
So it's just like if that's the case, then I mean, there's a workaround for that. I've been thinking about it in my head. I'm not sure if that's really what they're doing, but all you really got to do is if you're sharing an account, change your email address to a shared email address.
Right.
And if they ever try to do like, yeah, verify, yeah, that's me. Boom.
Or it would just be like semi annoying if like my mom wanted to do it and I got an email that I had to verify that she was using it and I'd have to go in like
Kinda
you
like,
have to do with this stuff.
Exactly.
Every time I need a new document from Creatia World for Google Documents, I have to send Travis an email and be like, "Can I have access, please?" But they're hiding in the walls. They're always watching. We did actually see Titans and Doom Patrol will be canceled, and Mara and Vince talked about that on yesterday's episode.
Yeah, they sure did. So you should go back and watch that, and they'll talk about it. You'll hear all about that there.
They actually did really good. I listened to it after the fact, and it was a fun show with those two. So good, we can actually stick them together now that we know they work out.
Exactly. We don't. One of us doesn't have to be there.
Exactly. It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly. It was one of those things where I'm just like, I could make this to where they're never just the two of them, but I'm like, no, let's see what they can do. I think they can do it, and it worked out. So cool.
Well, you know what? Two things: streaming movies on Netflix and playing video games, which are the last two things we talked about have in common. Travis,
what's that?
Energy. And if you need energy, whether you're staying up for an all-night binge marathon or you're sitting there playing video games, Dubby is the clean energy drink that's made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst, like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers, maltodextrin fillers, and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropics, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. The product is made in the USA and is FDA inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. Dubby has handpicked what they believe to be the 10 most critical ingredients for focus and concentration. Dubby contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. Dubby uses Neurofactor, a patented all-natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives Dubby its laser focus and fast reflex effects, making it especially perfect for gamers. They disclose full ingredient amounts, and products will never contain fillers or artificial colors or dyes. Dubby is also sugar-free and maltodextrin-free and keto-friendly, which is great for me because I am on this diet. I'm actually down to 313 today, so that's from 365. I'm pushing that. I'm getting there. So
you
go to Dubby.
You didn't make an announcement when you hit 316?
No, I did not, unfortunately. Well, the problem with that was when I hit 316, I wasn't on the show. So, go to w.creationworld.com.
Retweeted it. Make sure everybody knew that you hit 316. I would have done it.
Go to w.creationworld.com and use code Creatia. Receive 10% off your order today. Again, that's w.creationworld.com and use the code Creatia. And we talked a lot about video games, Travis. I've been trying to find any spare time to replay Final Fantasy VII. I just picked up Crisis Core. I've got the PS5. All of the things that we're doing around here, whether it's me being up late night, doing this show, all of the podcasts that we do, all of the stuff that people that are listening and watching us for. A lot of you guys are drinking energy drinks. So why not drink an energy drink that tastes good and is good for you like Dubby? And get a discount on it.
That's the way to do it. If you're going to consume these things, consume the safe ones, the ones that are not going to fill you up and hop you up with sugar.
Well, it's just why I strictly switched to like sugar-free pop. And I will say, in my humble opinion, sugar-free Dr. Pepper is the best. Mountain Dew and Coke aren't bad. I do not like sugar-free Pepsi. However, Dr. Pepper is the closest thing to, just
Yeah.
doing its
Well,
thing.
sugar-free Pepsi. Well, Pepsi in itself is just a mountain of sugar anyway. But yeah, as far as diet pops go or sugar-free pops go, I'd go Coke, but I don't drink as much pop anymore anyway. And even when I do, it's like if it'd be Diet Coke, and that's just because I'm mixing it with rum, because rum
I
and Diet
can't-
Coke is better than rum and Coke.
I can't do diet. I don't like the flavor of Diet Pops. However, these no sugar, like I said, Dr. Pepper, very close. Coke, pretty close. Mountain Dew, not bad.
Oh, you're talking about like Coke Zero?
Yes.
Okay,
That's what I've
got
been
you.
drinking. Zero
Got you.
sugar pop.
Gotcha,
So.
gotcha. Yeah, Diet Coke, rum and Diet Coke is actually better than regular rum and Coke. Those of you out there, if you really want to, it actually hits harder too. But anyway, yeah, W. Get on w.creationworld.com. Use code Creatia, 10% off. It'd be great.
When I did the show with Vince, we talked about the Razzies, and we went through all of the Razzie information and all of the movies announced for the Razzies. If you're familiar with the Razzies, and anyone who isn't,
Yes.
it's like the Golden Raspberry Award. It's like the opposite of the Golden Globes. It's worst of everything instead of best of everything. Well, apparently the Razzies got themselves in a little hot water because they nominated a 12-year-old girl for a Razzie, and there was a bunch of backlash due to that.
Yeah, they're like,
Hollywood
can't be out here picking on the kids, y'all.
Yeah. Kimberly Nordyke from the Hollywood Reporter was reporting that after the backlash, they have removed her from the nominee ballot and then formally apologized and said, this is just something we do. We're trying to have fun with it. It's also funny because I'm going to look here, but the movie that she was actually in was also nominated for like Best Picture at the Golden Globes. Yeah, Firestarter. So she's got nominees for that. Again, Firestarter is a remake that originally had Drew Barrymore in it as a child that they recently did. It's one of those kind of horror-esque remakes. I have not seen it yet. It was on my list. I just never got around to it. But yeah, don't nominate 12-year-old children for worst actress performances. That's devastating to their self-esteem and kind of
basically like they're still developing the brains and everything, man. You can't be doing that to them. Like you're gonna fuck them up for life. Don't do that.
Absolutely. Did you see the movie Barbarian, since we're talking movies?
I did not.
So it's got Justin Long in it. I watched it.
Remind me who Justin Long is.
You seen Accepted?
No.
You never saw the movie Accepted, where he starts his own college to trick his parents because he didn't get accepted anywhere, and then they make it a real college?
Negative.
What else was he in? He was in a bunch of shit in like the 2000s. Did you see Jeepers Creepers? The original Jeepers Creepers?
Who? Yeah, way back when.
Okay, so he was the boy Derry that was in that had the rose tattoo by his belly button.
I kind of remember that. What was the name again?
Jeepers Creepers.
No, the name.
Justin Long. He was also in a movie called Tusk, directed by Kevin.
The Kevin Smith movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I know who you're talking about.
See, there we go. He was in Tusk. He's the guy from Tusk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was in Barbarians. I enjoyed it. Those movies aren't really my favorite kind of horror movies, and sometimes I don't like them, but this one I did enjoy. And the creator of Barbarian, director Zach Cregg, is setting up a new horror movie with New Line Cinema called Weapons that, according to John Squires from Bloody Disgusting in his article, they said, or I guess Zach has said, that this is supposed to be a horror movie epic. So I'm kind of excited for this to see what he can do. Also, the title's got me intrigued because there are some horror-esque movies out there that have kind of crossed into like the cyborg, like I can't Upgrade. Did you see Upgrade?
No.
It was kind of like an action, maybe a little bit horror, or at least sci-fi movie.
Okay.
It was good.
I was gonna ask you what would be considered a horror epic that has come out, like because when I think horror movies, I don't think epic. So,
well, so this is where I get into. So, I worry about that because a lot of the horror epic stuff that they talk about is the stuff that I don't like. It's the Babadook. It's this wave of what they call elevated horror, where it's horror for a more sophisticated palate. People that don't enjoy bad B movies and slashers or big Hollywood production. Midsummer, featuring Florence Poe, who has been in a bunch of shit recently, including Black Widow, who I absolutely love, and Fighting with My Family as Paige. But movies like this, some of the Jordan Peele stuff is considered elevated horror, like Get Out and Us.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and that stuff I do enjoy.
So that's considered elevated horror, not epic horror. Or is it supposed to
Well,
be the same
elevated
thing?
horror is kind of considered like a horror epic, I guess.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
So I feel like the way that they're Siamani scene accepted. But I feel like the way that they present this stuff is like, this is major movie cinema for people who enjoy cinema and don't want to sit back and watch Michael Myers chase babysitters and cut people up for an hour and a half, 2 hours, shit like that. And that's the stuff I love. Like that, The Conjuring, the ghost stories, the stuff that's the stuff I love. When it gets into
We're
weird,
at the core of
like,
it, it's pretty silly, but it's still,
yeah,
it's
but
like
it's enjoyable as shit, and it's got fun characters and shit like that. Whereas when it gets into being about more than just horror, and the focus isn't what's going on in the movie, but the message they're trying to send behind it, not so
I get
much.
you. Okay. Okay.
What else we got? We got weapons. We got the Razzies. While we're on the movie topic, Julia Louis-Dreyfus did an interview, comicbook.com. Aaron Perrine wrote an article on it. So she's going to be in Thunderbolts, will be her next movie. I can't think of her name. It's long as fuck in those movies.
Oh yeah, I don't know what her name is. I know who she is when I see her though.
Yes, but she's collecting Florence Poe's Black Widow or whatever she's going to end up being called. She got Homelander, Captain America from the Falcon and Winter Soldier series.
Yeah,
John
USA or something like that.
Yeah.
US agent.
So she's collecting all of these kind of like
Probably will have the Abomination,
anti-hero-esque villains turn good guys. Maybe the Thunderbolts is going to kind of be like their Suicide Squad, I believe.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's kind of like they do those kind of operations that they don't want to talk about, and do like the dirty work because it's gonna, it's fucked up what they got to do. So that's what they're for.
But apparently, in the comics, her character wears a very tight, revealing costume, and she was asked about that, and she said, "Don't count it out." So we may see her in costume. However, none of the costumes have really been comic book accurate. So
not exactly. Some are pretty similar, but none have been like exactly. So
exactly. I mean, we had Black Widow in a full black bodysuit, but she didn't have it unzipped and the cleavage out. You know, like you're not getting that shit.
Right. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what we got. But speaking of seeing what somebody's got, though, man, sometimes when you're looking at your partner, you want to see what they got. You need a little help.
You do need a little help.
So when you need a little help, a good place to turn is, mysensualsecrets.com. Because, mysensualsecrets.com boasts one of the largest catalogs on the web across all the varying levels of adult toy categories, with toys for him, for her, and for both. The product line is extensive compared to the other competitors in the sexual wellness industry. Orders ship within 24 hours, so customers are always satisfied with both the price and quality. MyCentralSecrets.com has top-rated reviews and exceptional customer service. So go to sensual.creationworld.com to receive 10% off your order today. That's sensual.creationworld.com to get 10% off today.
Is he calling people blind?
Is who calling people blind? I need
That's
context.
a good question. Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm confused.
I think there's a little bit of delay in the chat and the feed.
There is.
We've moved on, and I've completely lost focus because I was listening to Travis's beautiful rendition of the My Sensual Secrets ad. And like I said, I've got a new house. I've got a lot of room. I just got done watching Great American Bash yesterday. I saw DDP, in an episode of Nitro, get hooked to a sex swing and swung up into the rafters with Sting, which I cannot wait to talk about. And it's got me like, maybe I can find room for something like that in my house, like a slingshot sex swing that takes us up into the attic, where there's like a sex dungeon, and I've got to fill out my sex dungeon. Like.
Hey, you can get everything you need at mysensualsecrets.com.
Oh, you said they need help seeing their partner.
I guess it's not exactly what I said, but okay, we'll go with that. No, I'm not calling them blind.
I talked to you a little bit about this before the show because I'm not very familiar with it, but you kind of explained to me Disney's Dreamland or Dreamlight Valleys. That's what
you gonna let this man just tell you what you can and can't do with your life, Matt?
I'm sorry, what was that? I can't be Sting. I mean, I absolutely can paint my face black and fuck somebody with a baseball bat. Like, it's not that hard.
Like, fuck? Try to tell this man how to live his life.
I'll get a wig. I'll be fake Sting. I'll be NWO Sting.
Oh, man.
I can do it.
You can be Mr. Farmer. You're right. Well, anyway, you were saying Disney. What?
Everything. So their Nintendo Life author Kate Gray released everything announced for Disney Dreamlight Valley's 2023 roadmap, including multiplayer, Olaf, and a bunch of new characters and locations. And I wasn't familiar with this, but you were telling me it's kind of like a Disney version of The Sims with one main character.
Yeah, it's basically, I haven't played it either, but like I was kind of following it when it was, being announced and coming out and everything. It's just, it's like if you took yourself and created yourself like an avatar for yourself in The Sims, but you did all that you do in The Sims, I think outside of actually getting a job, and put you in like a Disney world. And like, you're like trying to like bring everybody there's like lost their memory. You got to bring back their memories by like making the place magically Disney again or something like that. Let me see if I can actually grab a trailer for us if you want to.
Yeah, because that sounds like something, because Kate loves The Sims, so this might be something she's actually into. That
is Kate a Disney kid?
Yeah, she is. And it might get her to play that Switch I bought her. So she stopped bitching about me taking the other Switch that she never plays. So, those fun couple things. Oh, the Switch is never here. That's why I don't play it. Then I buy her one and then she doesn't play it.
Here, let me
It's a Switch Lite too. Like, it's not like she needs to have it hooked up to the TV. She can literally put on anything she wants to watch and play it. I'm not bitter, I swear.
Like, nothing's stopping you from doing this, but you're choosing not to. So, all right, here we go.
Welcome to Disney Dreamlight Valley, a brand new life simulation game filled with adventures, mysteries, and beloved Disney and Pixar friends. The valley was once a happy and magical place until one day the forgetting set in. Now it's up to you to discover the stories of this world and restore the magic to Dreamlight Valley. You'll begin your adventure by creating your avatar. There are tons of options to pick from. Express your inner self by choosing from an ever-growing range of clothing and accessories that you can...
The rack could definitely bring the magic.
Magic tool to reflect your mood of the day. Wear it proudly and show it off to all your Disney and Pixar friends in the valley. Speaking of friends, your Disney and Pixar neighbors are scattered all around Dreamlight Valley and cannot wait to go on amazing adventures with you. You'll certainly get to meet them as you walk around diverse and breathtaking environments like Dazzle Beach, the Glade of Trust, the Peaceful Meadow, or the Plaza. Each new character you meet has a unique story to tell. Some of them might be in need of help with quests that will send you exploring the world around you. You may even find yourself developing a friendship with those that you least expect. When you start interacting with your newfound friends, you'll be sent on various quests that will require you to explore the most remote and mysterious corners of this world, both above and below the ground. When you're in need of a break from exploring, feel free to stop at any of the many ponds, rivers, and beaches in Dreamlight Valley for a little
Game is
bit of
automatically
fun.
great. You can go
going
fishing.
Or you can take a moment to
That's the
grow a
mark of
garden.
a truly
You'll
wonderful
need to choose
game.
a good spot for it first.
Is it really?
Then
Final
plant
Fantasy
some
15,
seeds,
you can go
grab
fishing.
your
That's what
royal
made that
watering
game great.
can, and water your lovingly.
I told you I
plump.
didn't
I
fuck with that
know.
one.
The more attention you give to your garden, the more bountiful it will be. Don't those vegetables look delicious? And
Delicious.
if they make you hungry, you're in luck. Remy will help you make the best of the ingredients you've gathered along your travels. And voila, a meal you can share with your friends. But just wait. Cooking isn't the only way to create amazing things in Dreamlight Valley. With the right foraging materials, you can make all sorts of things on your crafting table, like furniture. And furniture is super fun when you can add it to your home and move it around your space. The possibilities to mix and match are endless. After all, a house is just a house until you make it a home. But why stop at your house? You can spend time in all the places you visited and make them your own too. This magical place is waiting for you.
So we're just walking into motherfuckers' homes and redecorating their homes.
Yeah,
Dreamlight.
like, I don't like that picture on your wall. Nope. Replace this with a picture of me.
What's up, Nick?
It kind of makes you want to do that, like play this and replace like everybody's pictures in their homes with pictures of myself. It's like my main goal of the entire game is to remodel everyone's home so they're full of pictures of me.
Ooh, see, now we might have hooked Amani up with something new to play. And like I said, I think Kate might enjoy that. And if anything, if she doesn't, Zoe's getting to the point to where, dude, she navigates her tablet and plays games on her tablet at 2. Like the shit she can do at 2 years old. I swear to God, I wasn't doing it 2 years old. Mind you, we didn't have the technology available, but I feel like she is far smarter of a 2-year-old than I ever was. Did I tell you she got up? So I bought her for Christmas. I bought her a table that's a multifunction table. Like it works as a regular table, so she can have like fake meals and tea parties and stuff. But then the top flips over and it's got a Lego top, so she can use her Mega Blocks and build Legos on it and all stuff. And it's got storage in it. So it comes with one chair. She took that chair to the gate that we have up, got on the chair, and then opened the gate. Just from watching us, how we open the gate, learned how to pull the piece back, lift up, and get the gate open to escape the baby fucking gates that we have.
She
At
Tommy
2,
Pickles you?
She did.
Oh man. Oh shit. That's I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was not that smart at that age. But yeah, no, Kate might be into that, and I think that would be good. So I'll show her that and see if she wants to get it. And like I said, maybe get her to play that Switch Lite. I got it in pink too for her. Like,
Okay.
I'm not bitter, I swear. Next time you guys see us, it is Baby Houdini. Next time you guys see us, we will be talking the very next episode of The Last of Us. We got great news. It's getting renewed for season 2 after only 2 episodes being released.
Yeah, because they were like, it's getting really positive reception. Like people are watching. Like, what was it? Yeah. So, where'd it go? Yeah, debut was watched by 22 million viewers, like the night of it premiered. But then the second episode, that number went up by 22%. Like the largest week 2 audience growth for any HBO original drama ever. So they're like, yeah, let's keep doing this.
Yeah, no shit. I still maintain as a dog person, and I know you are too, that they need to find a stray dog to hang out with them and keep them company on their little travel across the U.S. Unfortunately, in their world, there is no internet. There is no, cell phones or anything that they could go to dog.com, but Travis and I can, and you can too. So if you love your dog. If you are a dog person like we are, you can go to dog.com, which is your online supplies, shopping, and information destination. Everything your dog needs from toys and treats and food is available, including collars and leashes. Careful if you're watching yesterday's episode, how Mara demonstrated what a leash was like. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friends. So if you go to dog.creationworld.com, you can receive up to 64% off. That is 14% more than half off your order. Up to 64% off your order today. That's dog.creationworld.com. And yeah, I love my dog. I know you love your dogs. We are dog people. So anything and everything we need. I've got Ozzy. He needs shit. We're moving into a new house.
You got a cat too, right?
I do have a cat, yes.
Yeah, and they got some stuff for cats too. So it's not limited to dogs. So you can take care of your cat as well.
Well, Kate's got a cat and it's a dick, but I love it.
I mean, a lot of cats are dicks.
Last of Us season 2 already announced. So there's a Last of Us 2. So I'm wondering if that, like, I'm curious as if the whole first season is going to be the first game, or if they're going to stretch out the game through multiple seasons, and then eventually we'll get to season 2 being like season 4 of the show or some shit.
Yeah, so it's seeming like, from what people are saying, the game itself is broken up into chapters, and each episode has been a chapter. So I'm thinking this season is going to be the first game.
Okay.
From what they're describing.
Which then we're going to get into that territory that we got into with Game of Thrones when you guys were covering that, where we run out of source material because they're still working on it. So now we're going to have to go our own way. Possibly.
But the thing, if they keep going, but how do I put this? Well, the people who make the game are not even sure they're going to make another one. They're like, don't rule it out yet, but we're not sure. They have said that they're not doing any more Uncharted games. It's the same studio that makes the Uncharted games. They're like,
is it because the movie sucked?
I don't think that's why, but I wouldn't say the movie sucked. It wasn't great.
I didn't see it. I was just asking if.
Yeah, it didn't suck. It was one of those things. It was like I didn't hate it. It took me forever to watch it, but that wasn't because I thought it was bad or anything. It was just there was always just something else I'd rather watch.
Is that the one with Spider-Man in it?
Yeah. But yeah, they said they're not making any more Uncharted games. They're like, yeah, we're done with Uncharted. Now that doesn't mean no more Uncharted games are coming out because another studio could do it. But Naughty Dog isn't making any more.
I loved it. See, I should have just waited for that part, and then I could have been like, and if you've got a Naughty Dog at home, damn it, Ritter.
Yeah. But that's one of those things you don't really think about, that we, talk about the name of the studio, the people that make the game. It's just, we were talking about the show.
That is one of my favorite names to see when I'm playing a video game, though, is Naughty Dog.
Yeah. I just remember back in the day with Crash, when you start playing Crash, like, Naughty Dog.
Yep. Also, I was thinking about Bakley saying that I couldn't be Sting, and then I was like, I could dress in full Sting cosplay with like a giant black strap on, and then just, it's Sting, and open up the jacket instead of the baseball bat. I've got that. So
that's fantastic.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Travis? Do we cover anything? Everything?
Oh, we got one more thing. We got a thing that was, that was actually in our thumbnail we haven't talked about yet.
Oh yeah, because I did not see that in the Google Docs, but I did see it in the thumbnail.
It is right here. It's right under the AEW thing.
I really, really, really enjoy it. Well, so I have found that when I pull Google Docs up on my phone, everything that's on my phone isn't always on my computer. So that's a weird thing. I don't know what that's about, but because like I said, the D&D thing, I don't know if it was on my phone. It was still on my phone, but it was not on the computer when I put the villain for D&D in the news the other day. So
that's odd. And
not too much, just enough. I'll tell you when it's too much.
So yeah, we've got something that's happening later on this year called Creator Clash. Now, those of you who don't know what Creator Clash is, which I didn't until I saw this, Creator Clash is basically it's like celebrity boxing, but it's internet folks. So let's see. Organizers behind Creator Clash have officially announced that the event will be coming back with a stacked roster this April. So this is the second one. This is Creator Clash 2. The event will bring together content creators across YouTube, Twitch, and social media platforms to face off against each other in what is essentially celebrity boxing matches. Some of these people you love, some you dislike, and others you have no clue who they are. Which is very, very true. But they're going to fight for real, with all the proceeds of the event going to charity. The event will take place on April 15th, 2023 in Tampa, Florida at the Amalie Arena.
So what I'm hearing is if there's a podcaster, YouTuber, someone out there I don't like, I'm not going to drop any names because I don't like to give them free credit. I should be doing a little practicing because now there is an outlet for me to go on TV and knock them the fuck out.
And beat their face in. Yup. In the name of charity.
It's not necessarily a knockoff of the Paul brothers deciding to box. It is well, yeah, I guess it is a knockoff.
They're fighting against like fighters, but they're MMA fighters, but still. Like they're not let me show you who's gonna be in this because I got a thing here.
From the thumbnails, I'm excited.
Only one of the people in that thumbnail is actually in it.
Oh.
So, do you know either one of these two people?
No.
Okay. So one thing I want to point out though is when you look at these things, like they got their stats here, the weights, their weight is thing I got questions about because there's no way that all these people are the exact same weight. Like
I was going to say, you might have to read the weights because I'm at least looking at my computer screen, having a hard time seeing that.
Okay.
But
they're showing
also could be because I'm in this window so I can see everything. So
right. So they got both of these guys listed as 168 pounds. I'm not saying, they're like way off from it or anything, but these guys are not professional fighters. There's no way they're like working to make specific weights and all that kind of stuff for weight classes. There's no way they're both exactly 168 pounds a day of the fight. It's just not happening. But I bet you know these two.
John Morrison and who's the other guy?
You ever watch those videos, Epic Mealtime?
Yes.
That's the dude from Epic Mealtime.
Okay. So what is he? Is he Johnny Creator? What's the show called?
Epic Mealtime?
No, the show.
Okay, got you back. What'd you say?
The show that the fight, the boxing.
Oh, Creator
show.
Clash.
Okay, so he's Johnny Creator Clash now because everywhere he goes, he's Johnny wherever the fuck he is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it was Johnny Impact and he was Johnny Night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Either one of these two. Do you know either one of them?
No, but the guy on the right has a really punchable fucking face.
This one?
Yeah.
You're right. He kind of does have a punchable face. They're both also listed at 200 plus pounds. No specific weight on these. Just like with them, they're both listed at 200.
I'd love to see like Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd go at it from Epic Rap Battles of History.
What about either one of these? You know who either one of them are?
Nope.
Both of them are listed at 130 pounds. This guy's 5'2". This guy's 5'4".
I do know the girl on the right there, though.
Her?
From Bat in the Sun.
That's what you know her from?
Yeah. Well, the Bat in the Sun stuff where they do like they make the videos of like Wolverine versus Wonder Woman and shit. She hosted those. Yeah, I love that shit.
See, I know her from Critical Role. So it's just speaking of which, they actually just announced that their second campaign that they did is also getting an animated show like their first one did, Legend of Vox Machina, which this season is great too. So it's on Amazon Prime if you want to check that out. Yeah, I don't know her though, but I do know her. What about either one of these guys?
No.
Yeah. So we don't know most of these people, but yeah, I don't know either one of them either.
No.
This is who was in the thumbnail.
Okay.
Solana Pierce. She actually used to be at IGN. She was like an on-screen host at IGN. She started doing her own thing. She, and all that. She actually
Superpowered Beatdown was the name of the thing that Pat and the Sun did.
Okay, cool. But she was also Alana's also works at Santa Monica Studios, who makes God of War. So
okay.
But yeah, her, I don't know her. I don't know either one of them either.
See, I'm not like a big. There's very few, especially now. I was into YouTube and stuff more then, but like Twitch and YouTube, especially people who are streaming games and shit. I'm not really in that demographic of people who are like watching people play video games unless I need like I'm stuck somewhere and I go look for like how do I beat this part or something real quick.
Right. But yeah, most of these I don't know who they are either.
I'd like to watch the girls fight.
It's gonna be a what? A girl fight. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know any of these announcer people either. Like,
this will be cool for the younger Joe. I know her.
Oh, you do? Where you know her from?
She is both a Twitch streamer and an OnlyFans content creator.
Oh, okay.
I see a lot of her on Reddit and Twitter.
Okay.
A lot of her. Anyway,
every inch of it. But yeah, Creator Clash, April 23rd. I'll likely be tuning in because it's just I like watching people fight. So cool. And I think watching non-professionals fight is more fun than watching professionals fight. So
I do agree. I prefer like amateur fighting where people are like falling, their ass cracks are hanging out, they're slipping around, they don't really know what they're doing, as opposed to like a clean professional. Let's go at it. Yeah. So
I just want to see people throw hands. So but yeah, that's Creator Class. That's all I got though.
And that's all I got. So let's get out of here.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us for your daily source for all of that nerd-ish on Pornhub, as well as everywhere else that we're available, including twitch.tv/Creatia World, where if you are watching us now, please, if you haven't already, give us a sub. If you have Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch account, you get a free sub every month. We would appreciate it, but if not us, give it to one of your favorite content creators. Do not let Jeff Bezos keep all that money.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. Also, you could be watching us over on YouTube at youtube.com. I'll let you do it. Sorry. youtube.com/Creatia World. It's free to subscribe there. So please do that as well. Get our numbers up, and then you can, click that little bell and get notifications every time we go live to come check us out on YouTube. I would appreciate that as well. Likes, comments, all that interaction helps the algorithm, helps more people see us. So please give us all of that. If you're watching it later and you're like, man, I'm not a kid, I don't fuck with Twitch, and I don't really want to watch shit on YouTube. I'd rather, go somewhere and find content where I could jack off and get news.
Or Jill
Pornhub. Yeah, jack off, jerk off, and get news.
Well, I said Jill off,
Oh, Jill off. Okay, Jack and Jill off. I got you.
Yeah.
Pornhub.com/model/Creatia World. We are there to come check us out. If you really like what we do and you want to throw us a little bit of cash, we have a Patreon. It's Patreon/Creatia World. As I said, Return to Wrestling will be up this weekend with the new episode of us talking everything through the Great American Bash. And I have a lot to say about that. So go check that out, as well as Multiverse with Travis. And we've got tiers. To get this stuff, to get me talking with Travis about WCW and suffering through Kevin Sullivan and Hulk Hogan and all this bad shit, but also all the great shit, $1. And it's not just this. You get Multiverse, you get other shit. There are tiers. So you can subscribe at any level you want. And honestly, I know for a fact I'm worth $1, and I'm pretty sure Travis is. So that together we're worth $2 just off one show. Exactly. And we're charging you half that. Half that.
It's worth $1. I'm telling you.
And if you forget where you guys can find all of this shit, we've got a few places. You can go to Linktree/Creatia World. That'll get you everything, including where you can find the audio for all of our shows. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at It's Creatia World, ITSCREATIA World. You can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Creatia World, where all of these videos also go live and get posted. So if you're over on Facebook, you're not into Twitch or YouTube, you can check us out there, follow us there. You'll get everything that we do. Or if you want to get to know a little more about us, I always find it funny that Travis brings up his Harry Potter house, even though he doesn't fucking like Harry Potter.
But I know the people like Harry Potter, so I'm speaking to the people.
I understand that. So you can find out our Harry Potter houses, our favorite drinks, what we're doing and why we're doing it, all of these other things, as well as where to find all the stuff at creatiaworld.com. So go check that out as well. I think that's everything for Creatia World, right, Travis?
I believe so.
Plug yourself for the viewing audience, please.
Okay, well, you can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT.
And as always, you can find me on Twitter only at Matt Ridders at MATTRIDDER, where you will get all your wrestling information for Smacking It Raw, including the fact that we are live here on this Twitch and that YouTube and Facebook and everything that I already mentioned, 11 p.m. Central every Friday, 12 Eastern. This week we got Pretty Kyle from the Apron Bump joining us, so that'll be a very fun show. Come check us out as we talk about the week in wrestling, WWE, AEW, and whatever else we get into. Also, Getting Off dropped an episode on winter horror movies, and it is now officially winter in Chicago. There's snow and cold, and I fucking hate it. So go check that out and let us warm the cockles of your heart in this sad, devastating, cold, wintry abyss that we are now living in.
Cockles.
You can check that out at Getting Off on Twitter as well. All right, I think that's it. So for Lord Cussalott, Travis Pointer, who I didn't even introduce because I fucked up the intro. But anyway, for Lord Cussalott, Travis Pointer, a.k.a. the Dragon King, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. Team Melanie, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. the HNIC. Can't even believe you let me do the whole show without doing that. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been your number one news source for all that nerdish on Pornhub.
Peace.